Welcome to episode 222, Eka Tjipta Widjaja, richest self-made billionaire in Indonesia, 1923 to 2017. This is an outline of episode 222. There are three reasons why we study Widjaja. First, he's the richest self-made billionaire in Indonesia. Second, he never finished high school. Third, he started life selling biscuit at the age of 18. Now, what does Widjaja mean? I looked it up. It means victory in Indonesia. Let us meet Widjaja. Widjaja is Indonesia's richest self-made billionaire. He is very secretive. He has lots of wives. Rumor he has 5 wives. He has 2 legal wives. Also, he has lots of children. Rumor he has 30 children. He also built one of Indonesia's largest conglomerate, Sinar Mas. Eka Tjipta Widjaja was born in Chunzhou, Fujian Province, China in 1923. Chunzhou is on the maritime Silk Road, the same port where Marco Polo landed in China 100 years ago. At age 7, in 1930, he followed his father to Kota Makassar, the largest city in Sulawesi. Here's a map of Sulawesi. In 1942, his high school study was interrupted by Japanese invasion of Indonesia, which was then known as Dutch East Indies. At age 18, he began selling biscuits on the streets of Makassar. In 1960, at the age of 37, he moved from Makassar to Jakarta, the capital and largest city of Indonesia. He started as a trader of coconuts, beans, and spices. In 1962, he founded Sinar Mas Group in Jakarta. Widjaja was 39. Sinar Mas means golden light. Then came the coup of 1967, led by Suharto, the smiling general. Suharto would rule Indonesia with an iron fist for the next 31 years, from 1967 till his resignation in 1998. Suharto justified military rule as saving the country from communism. In 1968, 1 year after General Suharto's coup, Widjaja began his palm oil plantation, allegedly with land concessions granted during the new economic order of General Suharto. More than half of Widjaja's family fortune would come from palm oil outfit, Golden Agri Resources, now run by his son Frank Widjaja. And now the controversy over palm oil, Indonesia's largest and most important export at more than $30 billion a year.
This Greenpeace campaign shamed major food company Nestle into suspending business with Indonesia's major palm oil producing company, Sinar Mas. The ad came a year after a Greenpeace report accused Sinar Mas of using slash-and-burn tactics to clear forests and threatening endangered species, all in the name of profit. That report led to global corporate giants Unilever and Kraft to review their dealings with Sinar Mas. Environmentalists say the palm oil producing company should be setting an example for other producers in the region.
It's nothing more than a marketing gimmick, and why it may actually be worse than conventional palm oil. Sorry. Sustainable palm oil doesn't exist. First, as most of you already know, sustainable certification for palm oil is mostly a joke. With widespread corruption in the countries where palm oil is grown, a lack of oversight, and it just being impossible to tell the difference between one palm oil and another, there's no way to know where the palm oil you are buying actually came from. The increased price that you are paying for so-called sustainable palm oil is probably just lining the pockets of corrupt officials and funding smuggling efforts.
But such allegations against the palm oil industry are not new. It's Indonesia's single biggest export commodity, generating an annual revenue of about $13 billion and providing employment, particularly in rural communities. For some, such a thriving industry is an easy target for competitors.
Market share of the palm oil itu sekarang 33 sampai 34%.
The market sales of palm oil now stands at 33% to 34% worldwide, compared with soybean and rapeseed. Europe and America fear vegetable oil industries will be pushed out by the palm oil industry. This is the main reason for their negative campaigns, and they encourage the NGOs to attack the palm oil industry.
Here is Frank Widjaja, his son and CEO of Sinar Mas Food and Agriculture.
I'm Frankie Widjaja from Indonesia, Sinar Mas Agriculture and Food. I also am in the Chamber of Commerce, heading the agriculture side, and also the PISA Agro, which stands for Partnership for Indonesia Sustainable Agriculture, which I think all these three, that what we are doing for the sustainable agriculture, I think is very exciting and can be very fruitful for all of us for food security and sustainability, and at the same time also good for the economy itself and good for the smallholder especially.
In 2001, Widjaja defaulted on $14 billion of international debt for his Asia pulp and paper business. He became a pariah, but he survived with internal financing. The $14 billion default is the worst Asian corporate default.
Some blamed economic contagion. The crisis brought an end to a then widespread belief that there was a distinct Asian way of capitalism that might prove just as successful as capitalism in America or Europe. Instead, critics turned their fire on Asian cronyism, ill-disciplined banking and a lack of transparency. In the years following the crisis, most of the countries involved have introduced reforms designed to increase transparency and improve the health of the banking system.
Now, life after paper and pulp and palm oil. Widjaja diversified into land development in 2017. What have I learned today? First, 5 wives, 30 children, and richest self-made man in Indonesia. Second, he holds the record of Asia's worst corporate default of $14 billion in 2001. Third, Indonesia is a fast-growing economy despite the many coups and crises. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Widjaja, richest self-made billionaire in Indonesia. 8 lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.